taste of the real world. I got battered on the North Shore. It gave me comfort when I always knew that. I always knew that you were there for me next door. I lived it hard on the long road. I ran through every single zip code. I get lonely, but I always knew that. I always knew that your heart I could call home.
How are you doing, math learners? This is your free access YouTube edu creator, Math Teacher Ash, and today we are going to have another reviewer series in preparation for the first quarter examination of our beloved grade 10 students. Alright, in this video we will discuss 40 questions and we will also discuss how those questions or those answers have been obtained. So if you are new to the channel, please click the subscribe button and notification bell for you to be updated of these cool clear math videos just like this. So without further ado, let's do this. Alright, question number 1. Which statement describes the pattern shown? Is it A, each figure has 2 fewer squares than the one before it? B, each figure has 4 fewer squares than the one before it? C, each figure has 2 more squares than the one before it? Or letter D, each figure has 4 more squares than the one before it? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Alright, math learners, this question is very easy. Why? Because as we can see in the pattern, we have 6 squares, then followed by 4 squares, and then followed again by 2 squares. It means that the pattern is decreasing by 2. So therefore, the correct answer for this is letter, very good, letter A. Each figure has 2 fewer squares than the one before it. Let's check if we are correct. Alright, we are correct, my dear.
Easy, right?
Easy. So now let us go to question number 2. A student is trying to figure out the pattern in a number sequence: 49, 64, 81, 100, and 121. Which rule best describes the pattern? Is it A, adding 3 of each term, B, adding 15 to each term, C, squaring each term, or letter D, multiplying each term by 2? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Alright, math learners, as we can see, the first given in our number sequence is 49, followed by 64, then 81, 100, and 121. So basically, the difference between each number is not just 3. So we cannot consider letter A as an answer. Alright, how about letter B, adding 15? So 49 plus 15, yes, it could be right. However, 64 plus 15 is not 81. Okay, so therefore, letter B is not also the correct answer for our question. Now, letter C, squaring each term. Now, as you can see, my dear math learners, 49, 64, 81, 100, and 121 are all perfect squares. Yes, because 49 is the result of 7 squared, 64 is 8 squared, 81 is 9 squared, 100 is 10 squared, and 121 is from 11 squared. Therefore, we can say that the pattern here is squaring each term. So the correct answer is letter C. Let's check whether we are correct. Alright.
Easy, right?
Very easy, my dear math learners. Now let us go to question number 3. Which numerical pattern starting with 3 follows the rule add 3, then multiply 2? Is it A, 3, 6, 12, 15, 30, B, 3, 9, 18, 21, 42, or C, 3, 6, 9, 18, 21, or D, 3, 9, 12, 24, 27? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Alright, math learners, so the pattern is very easy. In order to get the next, you just add 3, and then in order to get the next, you just multiply it by 2. So it all starts with 3 as the first term. Okay, so we add 3, so that is 3 plus 3, that's 6. 6. Alright, so letter B and letter D is not the correct answer for this question. How about the next? Then multiply by 2. So 6, alright, 6. Multiply by 2, that's 12. Okay, multiply by 2, that's not 9. Alright, so therefore we already have the correct answer, and that is letter A. Alright, very good, my dear math learners. So now let us go to the next question. Question number 4. The pattern of a certain sequence is multiplied by negative 2. Which of the following sequence follow the pattern? Is it A, 64, 32, 16, 8, and 4. B, negative 1, negative 2, negative 4, 8, and negative 16. C, positive 2, negative 4, positive 8, negative 16, and then positive 32. Or letter D, negative 3, negative 6, negative 12, negative 24, or negative 48. I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Right, math learners. So as we can see here, the technique is you multiply it by negative 2. Now remember, my dear math learners, when you multiply a certain number, if it is positive, then the result will become negative. And when the negative is multiplied by another negative, which is negative 2, it will become positive. So therefore, the sequence here will give you an alternating numbers or terms. So of course, letter A, as we can see, all of them are in the positive. So this is wrong. Another is letter D. All of them are in the negative, so it is wrong. So we only have B and C. So letter B, we can see that it has negative, 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 then positive, then negative. So technically, my dear math learners, the only correct answer that we could have here is letter C, because letter C has a positive, then a negative, then a positive, then a negative, then a positive. Of course, the numbers are multiplied by negative 2. All right, let's check whether we are correct, my dear math learners. Okay, we are correct. Letter C.
Easy, right?
Very easy, my dear math learners. So now let us go to question number 5. Which of the following illustrates an arithmetic sequence? Is it A, 3, 6, 12, 24, 48? B, 2, 5, 8, 11, and 14? C, 1, 3, 6, 10, and 15? Or letter D, 1, 3, 5, 8, and 12? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Alright, math learners, talking about arithmetic sequence, it is a pattern of numbers or a pattern in which it follows a common difference. If the common difference is positive, then the term or the sequence is increasing. If it is negative, then it is decreasing. So let's check whether they have a common difference. So letter A, 3, 6, that is positive 3. 6, 12, that is positive 6. So there is no common difference at all. Letter A is wrong. How about letter B? 2, 5, that is positive 3. 5, 8, that is positive 3. 8, 11, that is positive 3. 11, 14, that is also positive 3. So we already have our correct answer for this question, and that is letter B, my dear math learners. How about letter C? Let's just check. 1, 3, that's positive 2. 3, 6, that's positive 3. So it's not common anymore. How about letter D? 1, 3, that's positive 2. 3, 5, that's positive 2. 5, 8, that's positive 3. So therefore, we only have letter B as our correct answer. Let us check whether we are correct. Alright, letter B is the correct answer. Alright, so now let us go to question number 6. In a theater, each row has 3 more seats than the previous row. Which of the following arithmetic sequence best illustrate this statement? Is it A, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30? B, 10, 13, 16, 19, 22, and so on? C, 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50, and so on? Or letter D, 10, 14, 18, 22, 26, and so on? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Alright, math learners, this question is very simple. Why? Because the sequence tells us that you just add 3 more from the previous one in order to get the new term. So, therefore, the common difference between the terms is positive 3. So, let's check letter A. 10, 15, that's not positive 3. So, letter A is wrong. Letter B, 10, 3, positive 3. 13, 16, positive 3. 16, 19, that's positive 3. 19, 22, that's positive 3. So, therefore, letter B is the correct answer for this given question. How about C? 10, 20, that's positive 10. That's wrong. Letter D, 10, 14, that's positive 4. So we all know now that the correct answer for this question is letter B. Let's check whether we are correct. Alright, my dear math learners.
Right?
Very easy. Now let us go to the next question. What number is missing in the pattern? 15, 21, 27, blank 39. Is it A, 30, B, 33, C, 34, or letter D, 36. I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Alright, math learners. So, first thing you could do is to check first if there is a common difference between the given patterns. So, 15, 21, the difference is 6. 21, 27, the difference is 6. So, therefore, we can already know that the common difference here is positive 6 because this is increasing. So therefore, what we can do is we just add positive 6. So if this is 27 plus 6, that would be 33. And 33 plus 6, that would be 39. So the correct answer for this given problem is letter B, 33. Let's check whether we are correct. All right. Very good, my dear math learners. So now let us go. What is the arithmetic mean of the following sequence 7, 13, and 19? Is it A, 7, B, 13, C, 19, or letter D, none of the above? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Alright, math learners, this question is very, very simple. Why? Because you just need to know the meaning of arithmetic mean. So by definition, the arithmetic mean is basically the terms between two given terms. So when we say between, it is in the middle. Alright, so if the given is 7, 13, 19, the middle term between 7 and 19 is 13. So that would be your arithmetic mean. So the letter B, 13, is the correct answer for this question. Let's check whether we are correct. All right. Easy, right? Very easy, my dear math learners. So now let us go to question number 10. If the term of an arithmetic sequence is 5 and the common difference is 4, what is the sixth term of the sequence? Is it A, 21, B, 25, C, 29, or letter D, 33? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Alright, math learners, in order to get the final answer for this given problem, there are 2 ways you can do so. You can do the layman's method, in which you just list all the numbers starting from 5 and then you just add positive 4 to get the next term until you arrive to the 6th term. So by doing so, I'll just show this to you. We start with 5. And then add 4, that would be 9. Add 4, that would be 13. Add 4, that would be 17. Add 4, that would be 21. And add 4, that would be 25. So you already have 6 numbers here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So therefore, the correct answer for this given question is letter D. Let's check whether we are correct, my dear math learners. All right, we are correct. Now, how about the second way? So the second way that you could do is, of course, you can use the formula A sub n is equal to A sub 1 plus the quantity n minus 1 times the common difference. So by doing so, the first term that you have is 5 and then the common difference is 4, right? Of course, your n here, since we are talking about 6 terms, so that would be 6 minus 1. So 6 minus 1, that is 5. 5 times 4, that is 20. And 20 plus, right, plus 5 here is 25. And you still arrive to your correct answer. Easy, right? I hope you got that one, my dear math learners. So now let us go to the next question. Question number 10, my dear math learners. Which of the following is the 25th term of the arithmetic sequence 3, 1, negative 1, negative 3, and so on and so forth? Is it A, negative 45, B, negative 47, C, negative 49, or letter D, negative 51? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Alright, my dear math learners, in solving this one, I could not give you the suggestion to write it down from 3, then 1, then negative 3, and so on and so forth until you come up or you arrive in the 25th term. That would be tedious in your part. So I suggest that you could use the formula that I have given you earlier. So by doing so, we have A sub 25 because we are talking about the 25th term, and then your A sub 1, which is the first term, that would be 3 plus n minus 1. So our n here is 25 because we are talking about the 25th term. And then your common difference is you just consider 3 going to 1. That means it is negative because it is decreasing. So that is minus 2, right? So therefore, this is negative 2. All right, by just continuing 25 minus 1, that would be 24 minus times negative 2. So 24 times negative 2, that would give you negative 48. And negative 48 plus positive 3, that is negative 45. So the correct answer for this given sequence is negative 45, letter A. Let us check whether we are correct. All right. So I hope, my dear math learners, that you got that one, and congratulations, you already are finished in the first part of our discussion series. Now, let us go to question number 11. Question number 11. In finding the sum of the first 50 integers, which of the following formulas best describe or best applies the sum of the arithmetic sequence? Is it A, S sub n is equal to n over 2 times the quantity a sub 1 plus a sub n? B, S sub n is equal to n times n over 2 times the quantity 2a sub 1 plus the quantity n minus 1 times d? Or is it letter C, S sub n is equal to a sub 1 plus the quantity n minus 1 times d? Or letter D, S sub n is equal to a sub n minus a sub 1 all over n minus 1. I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Okay, math learners, in order to get the sum of an arithmetic sequence, there is a trick that we can use. What you can do is you just divide the whole given by 2 and then you multiply it to the sum of the first term and the last term. So basically, if we try to denote that into an algebraic equation, then the result would be letter A. Let's check whether we are correct. Alright, we are correct, my dear math learners. Now, let us go to question number 12. Which of the following formulas is best suited for finding the sum of an arithmetic sequence given the number of terms, first term, and the common difference? Is it A, S sub n is equal to n over 2 times the quantity a sub 1 plus a sub n, B, S sub n is equal to n over 2 times the quantity 2a sub 1 plus the quantity n minus 1 times d? Or letter C, S sub n is equal to a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d, the quantity of n minus 1? Or letter D, S sub n is equal to a sub n minus a sub 1 all over n minus 1. I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Alright, math learners, now we already know how to get the value of the sum of the arithmetic sequence, right? But there is a situation here in which the first term is given, the number of terms is given, and the common difference is given. But the last term is not given, right? So how do we get the sum of the given arithmetic sequence if that is the case? Of course, letter A is not any more applicable as what I've said earlier. And then letter C, as you can see here, this a sub 1 plus the quantity n minus 1 times d, that is the actual formula for the arithmetic sequence, the a sub n. So this is not also correct. So we only have B and D. Now, my dear math learners, if we are trying to get the value of a sub n, in which the formula is this one, right? Okay. So if we try to substitute that and then simplify it into a simpler expression, the result of that would be letter B, this one. All right, so the correct answer is letter B. Let's check whether we are correct. All right, my dear math learners. Now, let us go to the next question. Question number 13. How much do you get when you sum up numbers 1 through 75? Is it A, 2,850, B, 2,875, C, 2,900, or letter D, 2,925? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Alright, math learners, we can apply the formula that we have just talked about earlier. So by doing so, if you have the numbers 1 through 75, what you can do is basically add 1 and 75, okay? So that is 76. And then you get the n over 2, meaning the number of terms divided by 2. So since 1 to 75, that is 75, right? Divided by 2, because there are 75 numbers. That would give you 37.5, right? Okay, 37.5. So 37.5, you just multiply it by 76. And by doing so, you will have 76 times, I'll just put here the 37.5 because there are 3 digits. So 6 times 5, that's 3. So 7 times 6, that's 42. 42 plus 3, that would be 45. Alright. Then 6 times 3, that is 18. 18 plus 4, that is 22. Now we have 7 times 5, that's 35. Carry 3. 7 times 7, that's 49. Plus 3, that would be 52. Alright. So 7 times 3, that's 21. plus 5, that would be 26. So by just adding them, that's 0, that's carry 1, right? So 5, and then this would be 8, and that would be 2. Of course, there is one decimal place, so we will cancel one decimal place there, giving us 2,850. So letter A, my dear math learners. Let's check. All right, we are correct,
Easy,
my
right?
dear math learners. So I hope you got that one. If you do have some questions, do not hesitate to put your inquiries in our comment section below. Question number 14. All right. Find the sum of the first 40 terms of the arithmetic sequence with the first term a sub 1 is equal to 4 and the common difference is 3. Is it A, 2,440, B, 2,460, C, 2,480, or letter D, 2,500? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Alright, math learners, this is the application of the second scenario in the given arithmetic series we had earlier. If the given is not the 40th term, or it's not the last term, but the first term, the common difference, and the number of terms. So, of course, if you have memorized that one, that is good for you. But for some, since the formula or that formula was very long, if that is the case, then what you can do is this simple idea that I have, in which you just apply the formula for the a sub n. Okay, and since the a sub n here is 40, so of course we can have a sub 40, and the first term is 4, the n, which is 40 terms, that would be 40 minus 1, then the common difference, which is 3. So if you just simplify that one, that would give you 39 minus times 3, right? From the 40 minus 1. And then 39 times 3, that would be 4 plus, I think, 117. All right. And then if you add 4 to 117, that would give you 121. So basically, this is now our a sub 40, my dear math learners. All right. And of course, but this is not yet the final answer, because what is asked in the problem is the sum of the 40 of the first 40 terms. So what we need to do is you get the value 121, which is the 40th term, added to the first term, which is 4. So that is 125. And then another part of that formula is you get half of the given term. So that is n over 2, right? So our n there is 40, because we are talking about 40 terms. So half of 40 is 20. And then the result of this one and the result of this one, you just multiply them. So 125 times 20, that would give you 0, and then twice of 125, that is 250. So therefore, the final answer is 2,500. The correct answer is letter D. Let's check whether we are correct. All right, my dear math learners, we
Easy,
are
right?
correct. Okay, so it has been covered by our solution, but still we are correct. Now, let us go to the next question. Question number 15. Which of the following sequence is not a geometric sequence? Is it A, 3, 9, 27, 81, 243? B, 4, 12, 36, 108, 324? C, 2, 6, 24, 54, 162? Or letter D, 5, 15, 45, 135, 405? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Alright, math learners, in order for us to know which among this is not a geometric sequence, first we need to know what is the definition of a geometric sequence. By definition, geometric sequence is a sequence in which, in order to get the next term, it follows a common ratio. And that common ratio is basically a factor, a number that can be multiplied from the previous term going to another term. Alright, so let's check if what factor is multiplied in order to get the next term in this given sequences. So the first one is here. So 3 going to 9, that's 3. 9 going to 27, that's multiplied by 3. 27 to 81, that's multiplied by 3. 81 to 243, that's multiplied by 3. So therefore, letter A is not the correct answer. Alright, how about letter B? 4 going to 12, that's multiplied by 3. 12 to 36 multiplied by 3. 36 to 108, that is still multiplied by 3. Then 108 to 324, it is multiplied by 3. Therefore, this letter B is not also the correct answer. How about here? 2 times 6, that's multiplied by 3. 6 to 24, that's multiplied by 4. Alright, so we already have the wrong answer or wrong geometric sequence here. So it justifies our question. So this might be, or this is the correct answer for this given. How about here? 5 to 15, that's times 3. 15 to 45 times 3. 45 to 35, 135 times 3. Okay, it's all times 3. So therefore, our correct answer here is letter C. Let's check. Alright, my dear math learners.
Easy, right?
Very easy. So I hope you got that one. Now let us go to the next question. Question number 16. In a savings plan, each deposit is tripled the previous deposit. Which of the following geometric sequences best illustrates this pattern? Is it A, 10, 30, 90, 270, 810, B, 10, 20, 30, 80, 160, C, 10, 30, 50, 70, 90, or D, 10, 40, 160, 640, 2,506. I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Alright, my dear math learners, when we talk about triple, it means it is not added by 3, right? It is multiplied by 3 because it is 3 times as much, right? So this is an example of a geometric sequence. So let's start first with letter A. So A times 3, that is 30, times 3, that is 90, times 3, that's 270, 270 times 3, that's 810. So we already have the correct answer for our given problem. That's letter A. How about letter B? 10 to 20, that's times 2. So this is wrong. How about letter C? 10 to 30 times 3. Very good. 30 times 3, that's not 50. So this is wrong. Letter C. Letter D. 10 to 40, that's times 4. Alright, so we only have letter A as our correct answer. Let's check whether we are correct. Okay. Very good, my dear math learners. That is very, very easy. So now let us go to the next question. Which of the following is true about arithmetic and geometric sequences? Is it A, arithmetic sequence have a common ratio while geometric sequence have a common difference? B, arithmetic sequence increase rapidly while geometric sequence increase constantly? Letter C, arithmetic sequence have a common difference while geometric sequences have a common ratio? Or letter D, the next term of an arithmetic sequence can be obtained by multiplying a constant number while geometric sequence can be obtained by adding a constant number. I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Alright, my dear math learners, among these 4, there is only one statement that is correct about arithmetic sequence and geometric sequence. So what is that? Remember that in an arithmetic sequence, we have the common difference, while in the geometric sequence, we have the common ratio. And that answer is in letter C. Alright, let's check whether we are correct. Okay, my dear math learners.
Easy, right?
Very easy. So now let us go to question number 18. Which of the following is true about the given sequences below? X, such that 3, 6, 9, 12, and 15. Okay, so that is the sequence. Y, 3, 9, 27, 81, 243. Alright, that's the given. So is it A, X is an arithmetic sequence with common difference 3, and Y is a geometric sequence with common ratio, that is 3. B, X is a geometric sequence with the difference 3, and Y is an arithmetic sequence because it has a ratio of common ratio, which is 3. C, X and Y are both arithmetic and geometric sequences because they have the same first term of 3. Or letter D, X and Y are neither arithmetic nor geometric sequences. I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Alright, math learners, as we can see in this given, the given sequence for X is 3, 6, 9, 12, and 15. So that is a difference of positive 3. Okay, so it is increasing. So the common difference is 3. Okay, how about Y? 3 becomes 9, becomes 27, becomes 81, becomes 243. So this is not an arithmetic sequence. Instead, it is a geometric sequence with a factor of 3 or the common ratio of 3. So therefore, we can say that X is arithmetic, geometric is for the Y. Alright, which is that? That is letter A. Alright, so the correct answer is letter A. Okay, we are correct.
Easy, right?
Very easy, my dear math learners. Now let us go to question number 19. Identify the sequence 1/16, 1/8, 1/4, 1/2, and so on and so forth. Is it A, arithmetic sequence? B, geometric sequence? C. Harmonic sequence, or D. None of the above? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Alright, math learners, I just like to remind you about this because this is one of the common mistakes of students. Why? Because each time that they are given a fraction, they already assume that it is a harmonic sequence. Now, harmonic sequences are the counterpart of an arithmetic sequence in which it is just a reciprocal of it. So, if an arithmetic sequence is transformed into an harmonic sequence, the thing is, you just get the reciprocal of those terms and that becomes the harmonic sequence. Now, in this part, as we can see, 1/16 becomes 1/8, then becomes 1/4, then becomes 1/2. Basically, this is a result of multiplying the fraction by 2 because 1/6 becomes 1/8, that is multiplied by 2. 1/8 becomes 1/4, that is multiplied by 2. 1/4 becomes 1/2, that is multiplied by 2. So basically, the correct answer here is letter B because multiplying a constant value is a characteristic of the geometric sequence. Alright, we are correct. Very easy. Now, let us go to question number 20. Identify the sequence 2, 3.5, 5, 6.5, and then 8. And so on and so forth. Is it A, arithmetic sequence, B, geometric sequence, C, harmonic sequence, or D, none of the above? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Alright, my dear math learners, this is very simple because as you can see, 2 becomes 3.5. What happened? Okay, it was added by 1.5. 3.5 becomes 5. What is added? Okay, that's still 1.5. So there is a common difference in this given sequence. So therefore, that is an arithmetic sequence, letter A. So let's check whether we are correct. Alright, we are correct, my dear math learners. So I'll just congratulate you because you are halfway of our reviewer series. So if you think that this reviewer series is very helpful, please click that subscribe button. And also you can share this to your fellow friends, classmates, and schoolmates. Now let us go to the next part of our reviewer series. Question number 21. In Mr. Johnson's math class, he asked Sarah to explain the difference between arithmetic and geometric sequences. Sarah answers, arithmetic sequences have a common difference between terms, used in situations like linear growth or decline. Geometric sequences have a constant ratio between terms, used in situations with exponential growth or decay, such as compound interest or population growth. Based on Sarah's explanation, which of the following statement is most accurate? Is it A, Sarah is incorrect because both arithmetic geometric sequences model exponential growth? B, Sarah is incorrect because arithmetic sequences are used to model situations with exponential growth. C, Sarah is correct because arithmetic sequence model linear situations while geometric sequences model exponential growth or decay. Or letter D, Sarah is only partially correct because arithmetic sequence model exponential growth while geometric sequences model linear situations. I'll give you 5 seconds. So my dear math learners, this question is easy. Why? Because Sarah is correct in her explanation to Mr. Johnson's math class. So the correct answer here is letter C. Alright, we are correct. Now let us go to question number 22. Which characteristic is unique to a finite geometric sequence compared to an infinite geometric sequence? Is it A, it has a constant ratio? B, it has a limited number of terms? C, it has a first term? Or letter D, it can sum to infinity? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Alright, math learners. Now, this question is one of the easiest. Why? Because it just talks about the difference between a finite sequence and an infinite sequence. Now, basically, a finite is a sequence with no ellipses, while an infinite sequence has an ellipsis, meaning it is to infinity. Alright, so what's unique in finite is that it has limited number of terms, and that is letter B. Okay, we are correct. Very easy, my dear math learners. Now let us go to question number 23. What type of sequence is 128, 64, 32, 16? Is it A, finite arithmetic sequence? B, finite geometric sequence? C, infinite arithmetic sequence? Or letter D, infinite geometric sequence? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Alright, math learners, this question is very easy. Why? Because of this ellipsis here, these three dots, it means it is infinite. So letter A and letter B is already wrong. Now, let's observe what happens. So from 128, it becomes 64. 64, it becomes 32. 32, it becomes 16. So it is half, right? So it is multiplied by 1/2. So therefore, since it is multiplication, then the correct answer is geometric sequence. So letter D is our correct answer. Let's check whether we are correct. All right. Very easy. So now let us go to question number 24. Given 3, 9, 27, 81, and 243, how do we call the numbers between 3 and 243? Is it A, arithmetic mean, B, geometric mean, C, harmonic mean, or D, Fibonacci mean? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Right, math learners, this is very, very easy because since it is between, then we are talking about mean, right? But which among these 4 choices is the correct? So let's check about the sequence given. So this is 3, 9, 27, 81, 243. Then that has a common ratio that is positive 3. So times 3, times 3, times 3, times 3. So if that is the case, then it is geometric, right? So a geometric sequence, therefore, it has a geometric mean. Letter B. All right. Very easy, my dear math learners. So now, let us go to question number 25. The geometric mean of 9 and 36 is equal to, is it A, 18, B, 22.5, C, 24, D, 27? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. All right, my dear math learners, how do we know the geometric mean of 9 and 36? So basically, you just add one underlined term between 9 and 36. So that would be 9 blank 36. So what will you multiply to 9 in order for it to get the middle, and then another multiplication, which is common ratio, to that middle, and it will become 36. So basically, you just get the twice as much of the multiplication method. So it is multiplied by 4, right? So multiplied by 4 from 9 to 36, right? But there is a middle there. So there should be half of that 4. So that is 2. So 9 times 2 times 2. All right? So what is the result of 9 times 2? Very good. That is 18. All right, we are correct, my dear math learners. Very easy. Now, let us go to question number 26. Which of the following is the next term in the geometric sequence? 4, negative 12, 36, blank. Is it A, negative 72, B, 108, C, 72, or D, negative 108? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. All right, math learners. As we can see in this given geometric sequence, it is alternating, right? So therefore, it means that the common ratio is a negative value. Okay. So therefore, letter B and letter C is already wrong. Okay. So now let us ask ourselves, what happened to 4? Why it became 12? So what is multiplied? Okay, so that is negative 3. So 36 right now will be multiplied by negative 3 in order for us to get the value. So 36 times negative 3, that is very good. Letter D, negative 108, because the common ratio is negative 3. Let's check whether we are correct. All right. This is very easy. Now, let us go to question number 27. What is the sixth term of the geometric sequence? 2, 6, 18, and so on and so forth. Is it A, 162, B, 486, C, 729, or letter D, 1,458? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Okay, so how do we get this one? There are 2 ways because this is just 6 terms, so it is limited. You can multiply the given by 3 because as you can see here, 2 becomes 6, that's times 3. 6 becomes 18 times 3. Okay, so what we can do is we can apply the formula for geometric sequence, and that is A sub n is equal to A sub 1 times r to the power of n minus 1. Alright, so since we are talking about the 6th term, so that is A sub 6. Our A sub 1 is 2 here. Then our ratio, common ratio is positive 3. Then there are 6 terms, so 6 minus 1. So that would give us 2. Then 6 minus 1 is 5. So that is 3 to the 5th power. So So that is 3 times 3, 9 times 3, 27 times 3, 81 times 3, 243. So you just multiply 2 to 243. And if that is the case, then the correct answer is 486. That is letter B, my dear math learners. So now let us check whether we are correct. Okay, we are correct.
Easy, right?
Very easy, my dear math learners. Now let us go to the next question. Question number 28. What is the sum of the first 6 terms in the sequence? 3, negative 3, 3, and so on and so forth. Is it A, 0, B, positive 3, C, negative 3, or D, positive 9? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. All right, math learners. So as you can see here, we only talks about 6 terms, right? So as you can see in the sequence, that's 3, then negative 3, then positive 3. So you already know the pattern. The next one will be negative 3. The next one will be positive 3. The next one will be negative 3. So it is just an alternating number of 3 and negative 3, right? Now, if that is the case, if you add the first two, 3 and negative 3, the result is also 0. All right. So since 6 is even number and it has pairs, which is 3 pairs, right? So 3 pairs of 0 would still be equal to what number? Very good. That is 0. So the correct answer is letter A. Very easy, my dear math learners. So now let us go to question number 29. What is the sum of the first 5 terms of the geometric series? 2, 6, 18, 242, 362, 484, or 726? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Alright, math learners, in order for you to get this answer, it is very simple. Why? Because what you can do here is, you get first the 5 terms. So that is 2, 6, 18. Then you just multiply this by 3, right? Okay, so 3 times 8, that is 4. That is 5. Okay, 54. And then you multiply it by 3 again. That would give you 2, carry 1, 15, 16. So 162. So you already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there are 5 terms right now. So what you can do now is you just add this one. So 162 plus 54 plus 18 plus 6 and 2, that is 8. Okay, so I'll just skip that one. So 8 plus 8, 16. 16 plus 4, 20. 20 plus 2, 22. All right, carry 2. So 6 plus 6 here again. So that's 12. This is 4. All right, carry 1. So 1 plus 1, that would be 2. And then the answer is, you already got it. Okay, 242, letter A. So let's check whether we are correct. All right.
Easy, right?
Very easy, my dear math learners. Now let us go to the 30th question. Question number 30. Which of the following sequences show a harmonic sequence? Is it A, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, B, 1 half, 1 third, 1 fourth, 1 fifth, 1 sixth, C, 2, 3, 5, 8, and 13, or letter D, 1, 4, 9, 16, and 25? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Alright, math learners, this is one of the easiest questions we have because harmonic sequences, as what I told you earlier, is just an arithmetic sequence in the fraction form, in which the denominator is where the arithmetic sequence is applied. Okay, so that's the harmonic sequence. So as we can see here, there is only one given example among the choices that is in the fraction form, and that is letter B. Okay, let's check whether we are correct. Alright, we are correct, my dear math learners. So I just like to congratulate you for finishing the third part of our reviewer series. So we only have 10 questions remaining. So I hope you are enjoying and you can share this to your fellow friends, classmates, and schoolmates. Now let us go to question number 31. Okay, question number 31. Which of the following statement best describes the sequence 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, and 13? Is it A, a sequence where each number is the sum of two preceding ones, B, a sequence of prime numbers, C, a sequence of even numbers, or letter D, a sequence of perfect squares? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Alright, math learners, this question is very, very easy because these numbers are not prime numbers because 8 is not a prime number. This is also not even numbers because 1 and 2 and 0 are not even numbers because even number starts from 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. Perfect squares, 3 is not a perfect square, 2 is not a perfect square, 5 is not a perfect square, or the only perfect square here is 1 and 0. Okay. So the correct answer is letter A because you just add the first two to get this one, you add the two to get this one, you add this two to get this one. All right, so that is our answer for this question, letter A. All right.
Easy, right?
Very easy, my dear math learners. So now let us go to the next question. Question 32. A group of 5 friends are collecting marbles. They start with 8 marbles and plan to add 4 more marbles each week. What is the common difference in the arithmetic sequence of the numbers of marbles collected each week? Is it A, 5, B, 8, C, 4, or D, none of the above? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. All right, my dear math learners, this question is very, very easy because it is said here that the 5 friends are adding 4 marbles each week to their 8 marbles. So therefore, of course, the common difference for this arithmetic sequence is letter C. All right, we are correct.
Easy, right?
Very easy, my dear math learners. So now let us go to question number 33. A group of 5 is the same. So how many marbles will the group have collected after 6 weeks? Is it A, 32, B, 36, C, 40, or letter D, 44? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. All right, my dear math learners, in order for you to have a clear answer for this one, you need to write the given. Okay, you need to write the first week up to the 6th week. Okay, so they started from 8, so that is the 0 week, right? Then the first week would be add by 12. So we will start by 12 and then add 4 again. That would give us 16, add 4 again, that will give us 20, add 4 again, that will be 24, add 4 again, that is 28, and add 4 again, that is 32. So how many weeks are there? First, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. Okay, so the correct answer is 32. All right, we are correct. So now let us go to the next question. If the group continues this pattern, okay, so I'll not erase the given numbers I have written. If the group continues this pattern, how many marbles will they have collected after 10 weeks? Is it A, 48, B, 52, C, 56, or D, 60? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. All right, my dear math learners, let's just continue what we have written here. All right, so since this is already 32, that is plus 4 again, 36, plus 4, 40, plus 4 again, 44, then that is 48. So there are already 4 added weeks. So therefore, the correct answer is letter A. Okay, we are correct.
Easy, right?
Very easy, my dear math learners. So now let us go to the next question. The long division below shows the process when the polynomial x cubed plus 4x squared minus 2x minus 8 is divided by x plus 3. Which of the following is the dividend? Is it A, x plus 3, B, x cubed plus 4x squared minus 2x minus 8, B, x squared plus x minus 5, or letter D, 7? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. All right, my dear math learners, there's no need for you to solve this one because what is asked here is where is the dividend? Okay, in the context of the division, the parts of the division has the dividend, the divisor, and the quotient as the result. So the divisor is the one dividing, the quotient is the result, and the dividend is the one being divided to. Okay, so from this given, the polynomial is being divided by x plus 3. So x plus 3 here is the divisor, while x cubed plus 4x squared minus 2x minus 8 is your dividend. So the correct answer for this given equation or this given problem is letter B. So now let's check whether we are correct. All right, we are correct, my dear math learners. So now let us go to question number 36. The long division below shows, okay, the same given. What is the quotient? Okay, is it A, x plus 3, B, x cubed plus 4x squared minus 2x minus 8, B, x squared plus x minus 5, or letter D, 7? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Okay, math learners, in this given equation, we are finding the third part of the division, which is the result, that is the quotient. So, of course, if this is the dividend, the x plus 3 here is the divisor. So, there is only the c and the d as your given here. Now, of course, if you try to multiply this quotient to your divisor, the result should be the given dividend. So, if 7 multiplied to x plus 3, it is not x cubed plus 4x squared minus 2x minus 8 that will give you the result. Instead, it will become 7x plus 21. So, letter D is wrong. So, the correct answer for this given equation is letter C. Alright, so you could use the inverse method, you could also use the long division method, and you could also use the synthetic division. But the correct answer here is letter C. Alright,
Easy, right?
very easy, my dear math learners. So now let us go to question number 37. Okay, in a synthetic division problem, if the remainder is negative 45 and the divisor is x minus 3, what is the remainder term in the quotient? Is it A, negative 45, B, negative 45 over 3, C, negative 45 over x minus 3, or letter D, 3? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Alright, my dear math learners, talking about remainder from a solution of a long division or synthetic division, if you obtain a remainder in dividing a dividend by the divisor, what you will do to that remainder is you write that remainder and then you put a denominator which is the divisor. Okay, so the correct answer here is letter C, negative 45 over x minus 3. Okay.
Easy, right?
Very easy, my dear math learners. So now let us go to question number 38. What is the quotient when 3x squared plus 7x minus 12 is divided by x minus 2? Is it A, 3x plus 13, B, 3x plus 13 plus 14 over x minus 2, B, 3x plus 13 minus 14 x minus 2, or C, 3x plus 13 plus 14? Okay. So, I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answers. Okay, my dear math learners, I'll just show you how to solve this one. So, let's use the synthetic division because that is easy. Since our divisor here is x minus 2, that means that is the opposite, alright? So, of minus 2, so that is positive 2. Our divisor is positive 2. We will now write the numerical coefficient of each term. So this is 3, 7, and negative 12. So that is 3, 7, and negative 12. Now, I have a video about this on my channel. Okay? So if you wanted to learn more about synthetic division, you can just find it, search it on my YouTube channel. Right? So the technique in synthetic division is very simple. You just bring it down, multiply it to the divisor, and then add. Alright. So, you bring down 3, you multiply it to 2, that is 6, and then you add. So, 7 plus 6, that's 13. You multiply again to 2, that is 26, and then you add. So, if you add a negative and a positive, then you will be subtracting, and then following the sign of the bigger value. So, since 26 here is positive, so therefore, the answer here is positive 14. So, the last value that you will get is the remainder. So, therefore, since this is 3x squared, we will go down to 1 degree, and that this will become 3x, and then we add this one, so 3x plus 13, and then we add the remainder. So that would be 3x plus 13. Okay, so we already have this one. Okay, this, then since we have the remainder, when we are writing the remainder, we will put it with x minus 2 as the divisor. So the correct answer is letter D. Alright, so I hope you got that one, my dear math learners. Let's check whether we are correct. Alright.
Easy, right?
Now, let us go to the next question. Question number 39. If ax squared plus bx plus c is divided by the quantity x minus r and the remainder is 0, what can we conclude about r? R is a factor of the polynomial, letter A. B, R is the y-intercept of the polynomial. C, R is the slope of the polynomial. Or letter C, R is the vertex of the polynomial. I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Alright, my dear math learners, in the context of long division, synthetic division, and remainder theorem, if your divisor is if your divisor yields a 0 remainder, meaning there is no remainder in solving or in the quotient. That means that that divisor is known as the factor of the polynomial. So the correct answer for this given problem is letter A. Let's check whether we are correct. Alright, I hope that's easy for you, my dear math learners. Now let us go to the last question. What is the remainder when x to the fourth minus 2x cubed plus 3x squared minus 4x plus 5 is divided by the quantity x minus 1? Is it A, 1, B, 2, C, 3, or D, 4? I'll give you 5 seconds. Alright, my dear math learners, I will show you how to solve this using the synthetic division. So since this is negative 1, so that is opposite of that, so that is 1. And then I will go to the numerical coefficients of this dividend. So that would be 1, negative 2, positive 3, negative 4, and then positive 5. And then I will make a long line there. Okay, I'm very sorry for that one. Now bring down 1 times 1, that is positive 1, sorry. Now if you add this one, this will be negative 1. You multiply negative 1, this will become positive 2 right here. If you add this one, this will be negative 2. If you multiply, that's negative 2 here. If you add them, that is positive 3. So therefore, our remainder is positive 3. Letter C. Let us check whether we are correct. Alright!
Easy, right?
Very easy, my dear math learners. I would like to congratulate you for arriving into this part of the lesson. It means that you have already finished our first question up to the 40th question. And I'm sure this will help you in your endeavor in the upcoming first quarter examination. This has been your YouTube Educator Math Teacher Ash saying that it is fun to learn mathematics if we are together learning. Thank you so much. God bless. And if you are still new to the channel, please click that subscribe button, notification bell, as well as sharing this to your fellow friends, classmates, and schoolmates. God bless. Thank you so much. And keep safe always.
I got a taste of the real world. I got battered on the North Shore. It gave me comfort when I always knew that. I always knew that you were there for me next door. I lived it hard on the long road. I ran through every single zip code. I get lonely, but I